Welcome to the Secrets of College Planning. I'm your host, Anthony Uva, and today we're going to get some insight on online classes. My guest today is Joseph Scuralli. He's the Dean of Online for Berkeley College. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Anthony. I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, no problem. So usually I start my guests where they went to college. So where'd you go to school?
Okay, well, I went to a number of places to school, but I started out at the University of Scranton as a first-time full-time student. And I was there for about a year, and then I decided I wanted to return to New Jersey. So I looked into different colleges in New Jersey, and I found Fairleigh Dickinson. And I went to the Rutherford campus. I interviewed there. I liked it very much, so I went to the Rutherford campus. I graduated there with a Bachelor of Science in Management. After that, I decided to pursue an MBA. So about 6 months after graduation, I started at Fairleigh Dickinson University, except this time in Teaneck. At that time, it was the Teaneck Hackensack campus.
Wow.
Today, I believe it's called the Metro campus.
Okay.
I finished my MBA in industrial management. And then after that, I felt like I still wanted to go further. So I was working. I worked the entire time while I was getting my master's degree, but I wanted to find a doctoral program, but one that they had in the evening that I could pursue so I could work full time and pursue that. So I went to Pace University, the Lubin Graduate School of Business, and I ended up getting a doctorate in international business and marketing.
Wow.
From there. And I was working in a family business. We were in the plastics machinery business. We were manufacturing machines to make film, sheet, medical tubing, wire and cable, fiber optics, and all other kinds of products. And I ran that business, and I also wanted to be involved in academics. So I got a job at William Patterson, which was very close to where I was living at the time. And I got a job as an adjunct professor, and I used to teach there mostly in the master's program. So I worked in the MBA program.
At night?
At night, yeah, and on Saturdays. I used to like to go there, teach Saturday mornings. So I stayed there for about 6 years, and it was a great place to work. I enjoyed it very much. But then I decided to get married, and I decided that I wanted to run for council.
Wow.
In my town, and I had run previously twice, and I didn't win. So I decided to try again, and I won that time, and I've been serving ever since. And so I really didn't have time for teaching because of all that was going on in my life, and I was running the business still at the same time. And then around the mid-2000s, we made a decision that we were going to sell our business, and when we would find the right buyer and possibly move into a joint venture, we weren't sure. So I knew that that was going to occur, and I knew it would take a few years to actually have a sale happen and close a sale. So I got a job at Berkeley College as a full-time faculty member, and I was teaching international business and management courses.
Okay.
So I used to work there full time, and I used to take the summers off, and I ran that business for a few years until eventually we found a buyer. Then at that time, I advised Berkeley that I was available also year round, and which is important because the school operates year round. Right. And it just so happened that at that time, my boss, the chair of the management department, he became the dean of the business school. So I was offered the chair position.
Wow.
So I became the chair of the New Jersey Management Department. Then they merged New Jersey with New York, and I became the chair of the Management Department in New York and New Jersey. And I ran that for a number of years. Then about 2 years ago, they came to me and asked me if I was interested in being the interim dean of the business school. So when the dean of the business school left, I took over as interim dean there, and I ran the business school for about, about 4 months.
Wow.
Then they hired a permanent dean, and I went back to being the chair of the management department after I was running some special projects for them, and one of them was gaining a special business accreditation. It's IACBE. It's a special just for business schools. So I led the team and worked on that, and we ended up getting that candidacy.
Wow.
And then they also came to me and asked me if I was interested in becoming the interim dean of online. So it was a new position that they had created. So I took that position, and then and that was last July.
Wow.
And then recently I was given the permanent position of dean online.
Great.
So,
Now, how long has the school been in existence, Berkeley College?
since 1931.
Wow.
But they started off as a finishing type school, and they moved into teaching all types of practical business careers like secretarial work. And then well before I came, they began moving into giving associate's degrees. Then they started giving out bachelor's degrees, and now actually they have an MBA program.
Wow.
And we're rolling out the MBA online.
Great.
So we have a pretty wide offering at this point, all the way from associate's degrees through MBA program in a graduate school. And they plan to add other disciplines, because we have the Larry L. Ewing School of Business, we have the School of Professional Studies, we have the School of Health Studies, and we have the School of Liberal Arts. So we're involved in a lot of different areas.
So how many campuses are part of Berkeley College? You said New Jersey and New York. Is that the only places that they're in?
Well, we have New York campuses, we have New Jersey campuses, and we have online. So in New York, we have Brooklyn, we have New York City, Midtown, we have on 41st and 43rd Street. We have it in White Plains, another campus. There's one in Woodbridge, in Middlesex. We have one in Newark. We have in Woodland Park and in Paramus.
Wow.
And then the online operation is moving to Paramus.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
we'll be there in a few weeks.
Okay, so now give us a sense of online. What is the process that a student takes that wants to do classes online?
Well, the application process is the same for on-site or online. One contacts the school. We have a specialized admissions department. We have financial aid departments. They all help the student become admitted. And for online, the student, the main difference between an on-site student and an online student is that an online student really requires a computer and is not required to come to campus. Although any on-site student that wishes to take online classes can, and any online student that may happen to live near a campus or wish to come to New York, for example, for a term, or we allow them to move back and forth and take classes in different places. So they can go to any campus they wish and take whatever classes are available at that campus. We don't have all classes available at all campuses. We have signature campuses that have certain programs. So it's, like I said, it's a regular process. The main difference is they have to have a computer that meets certain criteria. And these are not very specialized criteria,
Right.
but they need like a webcam, they need a certain level of processor, they need a very good internet connection.
Okay.
And those type of things.
And does the school provide all of that stuff, or they have to just go out and just buy it themselves and then show it to the school?
We don't provide the hardware. We give them the specifications on it, and anyone who would like to see that can see that on our website, berkeleycollege.edu, and it shows what you need. But it's we find that many students already have that type of equipment or can get it, but it's something that could be bought in any computer store.
So now, compared to the four-year colleges that people recognize, Berkeley College is something that some people might not recognize. So what's the difference between Berkeley College and a regular four-year college? Is there any difference?
Well, we do have semester programs. We've converted from a quarter to a semester system, so students can have a traditional experience. We do have limited residence facilities. But we have a lot of commuting students, and then we have online students. So we're a career-focused institution. All right, we don't have, for instance, we have a School of Liberal Arts, but we don't have any liberal arts degree programs. So all of our programs, whether they're in business, whether they're in professional studies, like legal studies, criminal justice, in health studies, like medical billing and coding and others, any of those programs are designed for someone who wants a career, rather than non-career type programs. So our mission is to have students, prepare students for dynamic careers. That's really what our focus is.
Great. So now, back to online. What are some of the classes that people could take online?
Well, you can take your entire degree program online.
Wow.
So, we have different business programs. We have international business, marketing, management, accounting. There's criminal justice. There's legal studies. There's all, there's programs in health studies, like medical insurance billing and coding. We also offer, like I said, a graduate MBA program now is online. So we have a number of offerings, and if anybody wants details, they're on our website.
And is it where the students can take the class as quickly as possible, or does it go on just like a regular semester? How does an online class actually work? Yeah,
the undergraduate courses are offered with the regular, starting in June, we're going to be going to semester system rather than quarter system. So they take a normal semester for the undergrad. The graduate program's being offered in 7-week accelerated. So they're shorter format, and that's usually preferred for MBA programs these days,
sure.
Especially online. So yeah, students can take an entire program or part of it online. We also have students that, for example, they're on-site students, but during the summer they want to take online classes because they want the flexibility.
Sure.
So we mix and match.
So how about books? So all the books online as well?
Well, it's interesting that you should ask that question. Yes, they are. Okay. Most classes do have what we call an e-text, and we don't call it exactly a textbook, but it's an e-text, and it's a text just like you would find a regular class. An on-site class would use hard copy textbooks. We have an e-text, except the e-text is much more flexible.
Okay.
The e-text allows the instructor or the professor and the student to make highlights, so you can highlight certain sections. The professor also can put links in, so if there's a certain area of the text that discusses certain issues, when the student goes over it with the mouse, they can click, and then links are offered where they can go to other places to read more.
Wow.
But what's really fantastic and what's really sets online apart is adaptive learning. So adaptive learning is a method now that we can use online through software and through the learning platforms that we use, where the assignments and the readings all change depending on how much the student knows.
Really?
So you always have this problem when you go in a classroom, in an on-site classroom, you're going to have all kinds of people in there. Let's say there's 20 people in a class. Some of them may know a lot about the subject. Some of them may know little. Some may be quicker learners than others. But when you're online in an adaptive learning environment, you may open up the e-text and it asks you some questions about the subject matter. And if you don't do so well, it gives you a broader idea of what's going on. If you know certain areas, those areas get eliminated from your reading requirements, and you focus on the areas where you're not so knowledgeable. And also, it'll give you assessments, little quizzes or whatever, and these assessments will also continue to see how you're doing with learning. And that keeps everyone in the class interested and engaged. Whereas, in like in a regular classroom, if you heard all of this before,
Right.
you tune out, you know. But
Yeah.
this keeps them interested, and it's
So it's really focused on just that one student.
exactly. But now with the technology that's available, now we're not doing that in all the classes, but that's something that's available online, and we are, we're moving more and more towards using digital learning resources.
So what do you see as the future of Berkeley College? Do you see what's coming up in the future for Berkeley College?
Well, the demand for careers is growing and growing and growing. People really want to improve their situations. And, we have a lot of non-traditional learners. I mean, these days, it's not always possible due to the financial commitment for people to go to, for students to leave high school, go directly. Many people are working. We have a lot of people that are, like myself, the first one in their family to earn a college degree.
Sure.
But we're focused on that because we know that a lot of these students that don't have, a family background in going to school, who they don't have a lot of people that they can rely on for experience. We're ready for that. So we help them along and work with them when it's their first experience. We have a lot of working people, and online is very suited for people at work because, they have children, they have to take care of the children, they got to take children to a game, but they may have, their Thursday nights may be free. So they may be able to get a lot of work done on a Thursday, maybe on a Monday, on a weekend they can work, and that's not something that's possible in a regular environment.
So do you find as the student population is not so much just from high school to college, but a little bit older?
Yes, we have, we do have traditional students, but we also have many students that are older, that are working, and even a lot of our younger students work. So the online programs especially are very, very flexible, and they're suited for that.
That's great. So as for the process that they're taking, what do parents have to look for in schools that are doing online? Is there anything that they look for to do this?
Well, absolutely. I mean, for instance, we're certified by the U.S. Distance Learning Association. Okay, so they come in and they review our programs. Right now, as a matter of fact, I'm chairing a committee that's going to file a USDLA progress report, where they check into all different aspects of our operation for quality to make sure that we're progressing. It's not enough to be good. You have to show that you're continually getting better.
Sure, yeah.
So continuous improvement is very important to us. For instance, we just hosted the Quality Matters, which is a organization that focuses on quality in programs, and we just hosted that at our campus in New York City. We had the regional conference. And we were also ranked this year, third year in a row, U.S. News and World Report, top 100.
Fantastic.
So online program. So we're very excited about that. And you have to continually file reports with these organizations. They're always looking at you and seeing what you're doing and making sure that you're serving your students.
So is that something that the parents should look for, that they should be certified in that?
Yeah, they should always be looking, when you're looking at a particular school, you have to make sure that the areas that the student is going to focus on, are accredited. And it's not just the usual type of accreditation that you would get. Like, for instance, most schools are in this area are accredited by the Middle States Commission on Higher Education, but also specialized accreditation. Like I mentioned before, IACBE, for business, right. And for online, there's specialized accreditations. So these are external organizations that are really looking at the college and offering independent opinions on whether the college is doing well or not.
Now, what are some of the requirements at the school? What does a high school student need to have grade-wise? Do they need to have any extracurricular things when they apply? Is it basically the same thing that they're doing when they go to a regular named college?
Yeah, well, Berkeley is focused on careers, and we we realize that there are a lot of people that really need to improve their situations. Many students that we serve haven't had the opportunity to go for extracurricular activities in high school because they're working to support their families. A lot of them just don't have that opportunity. So of course we have sports programs, we have basketball, we have soccer, so we of course, if someone does have experience in extracurricular, of course we love to bring them to Berkeley College.
Wow.
But also we're not certainly going to say that this is something you weren't able to do. We understand their situations. They have to be a high school graduate, and we do get their information. Admissions works with them, and they may take a test to see where they would be placed.
Oh, okay. So it's an entrance type of test that they're taking.
Yes, and they also look at the grades. But again, we're about improving people's lives. So our focus is on taking students from where they are to where they want to be.
Sure. And
focused on helping them to get a career.
So what are some of the careers that you see students taking? What are some of the major careers that you see students taking?
Well, business, of course, is a major focus.
Big one.
And there's all different areas. There's accounting. Some students like accounting, some finance, some are interested in marketing. Management. We offer international business. We also offer an interesting degree, which is a mix of information technology and management. So we call it information technology management. So that's where we teach them not only about the IT areas, like network security, web design, database administration, but also they take management courses.
Wow.
So when they go in, they're not just a techie. They have the management skills too.
Yeah.
So
they could start their own business if they wanted to.
Well, we many students do. We have we do teach courses in entrepreneurship, and then in professional studies we have national security, criminal justice, legal studies, graphic design, interior design. There's and in the School of Health Studies. And not all of them are offered online. Some of them are only on site. But we have, surgical technology, patient care technician, practical nursing, and as a matter of fact, I think we're offering soon a LPN to BSN nursing program where licensed practical nurses can convert to, BSNs, Bachelor of Science in Nursing. So we have a pretty wide offering of career programs.
So you're giving everybody a good array of different ways of looking at their future in career.
Exactly.
Great, fantastic. So what else online are parents looking at? Are they looking at anything else where their sons and daughters need to know anything else online? Well,
first of all, they have to understand that it's rigorous. I mean, some people may think, well, what's online? How could you possibly learn online? And the truth of the matter is that the online environment is a very, very rich experience these days. We're able to. We have a very advanced learning management system called Blackboard, and we're able to deliver these types of digital assets. Students can do readings. They can listen to lectures. Wow. The professors they record video lectures digitally, and we have professional staff that helps them with that. So they can put their lectures in, and we also do it asynchronously. If you have synchronous learning, that means the professor would say, 7 o'clock on Monday night, you have to be at your computer, and that doesn't work for a lot of people. So we design all of our programs so that the student can work within the week on the undergraduate level. Master's level is a little bit more restrictive.
Right.
And even office hours. I mean, if you want to talk to your professor, you can go on Skype.
Wow.
We have Skype, we have Blackboard Instant Messaging, we have Blackboard Collaborate. The professor has a whiteboard that the professor can write on while he's helping or she's helping a student.
That's fantastic. Well, Joseph, we're coming to the end of our show. Usually what I ask my guests is, what advice do you want to give these parents that their sons and daughters want to go on to college, want to go to Berkeley College? What advice do you want to give them?
Well, my advice is that they should go to school as soon as possible, try to get through their studies, get their degree. I'm a perfect example of someone who had to do a career change in my mid-40s. And there's no way I ever could have done a career change like I did, from being the president of a machinery company to working in higher education, if I didn't have my education. And that's something that was important to my father, who wasn't able to go to college and had to go to World War II and fight and didn't get his GED till he got back. I would just advise them to look for a good program in what interests the student and move forward with it, because time is ticking.
Good. Well, thank you very much for coming to the show. I appreciate it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
No problem. And you've been watching The Secrets of College Planning. I'm your host, Anthony Uva. Until next time.